very, very much for the opportunity to join you here this morning, but I have to tell you quite honestly that I do feel I come before you this morning at risk, however, and I say that because a study was released not too long ago which identified the characteristics of the most effective speakers in the United States. Now, the characteristics of these most effective speakers are as follows. They are 6 feet 6 inches tall. They have dark hair. They weigh 198 pounds. They come from the South, speak with a drawl, and are Baptist ministers. All right? Now, I'm 5 feet 5 inches tall. I obviously have blonde hair. I weigh 152 pounds. I come from a small community in the Midwest called St. Joseph, Michigan, and I'm Catholic, too. So what can I say? It is all uphill this morning, but I'm certainly going to try. My mission in life, as the introduction indicated, is truly to help people, organizations, and industries prepare for the world of tomorrow. And it is a world that I and many others believe is going to be very different from the world that you and I know today. But I also believe that if we start now to understand the differences and frame the implications of these differences, we can start to prepare ourselves, our organizations, and our industry to take advantage of the many opportunities that will exist in this new and different world. Now, I have been what's called a futurist for some 25 years. Always knew it was important to look at that external environment. What's in the horizon? What does it mean? But I guess I never knew how important it was until about 4 years ago when I was in San Antonio, Texas. And I'd been invited to keynote a conference of utility executives from all over the world. There were about 1,200 in that audience. After I gave my remarks, I was invited to join a session being conducted by Gary Hamel. Well, the name Gary Hamel may be familiar to you. Gary has written a book entitled Competing for the Future. Halfway through his presentation, Gary looks out at this audience of 1,200 top professionals in their field from all over the world. He says, ladies and gentlemen, 80% of what you need to know to make your business successful in the 21st century is outside your industry or your profession as you know it today. Let me say that again. 80% of what you need to know to make your business successful in the 21st century is outside your industry or your profession as you know it today. How much of what you need to know to make what it is that you do successful in the years ahead is outside this industry as you know it today, outside the frame of reference you are currently using to think about the future, or more importantly, outside conventional wisdom? If it's 80% or just half that, what are you going to do to get yourself in touch with that information that's outside the box, within which the future challenges and opportunities of what it is you do happen to rest? So that's the purpose of my presentation this morning. What's in the horizon? What might it mean? Setting the stage for you to think about over the next few days how you need to go about understanding and responding to this world that is going to be different. Now, there is a handout that's been prepared you can pick up on the way out for those that haven't picked it up on the way in. If there aren't enough at this time, if you leave your card, they will see that you obtain one later on. I don't know how many of you have ever felt a real sense of need or urgency to identify clearly what it is you did previously. But a few months ago, I developed this tremendous need to know exactly what it is I had done professionally in the previous 12 months. So I sat down. I pulled together all kinds of information. I analyzed this information. I ended up with the following result. Previous 12 months, I had worked with 201 different organizations. I had traveled to 96 different cities, 46 different states, and 4 foreign countries. I had spoken for 785 and a half hours. And I had traveled about 1,000 hours on airplanes to make it to those speaking engagements. Now, after all that activity and analyzing the implications of all that activity, a week later I had the following experience. Monday I was in San Diego, Tuesday I was in Los Angeles, Wednesday I was in Detroit, Thursday I was in Kansas City, Friday I was in Rapid City, South Dakota, Saturday I was in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Sunday I was in San Antonio, Texas. Now, while traveling from Grand Rapids, Michigan on Saturday afternoon to make it to San Antonio for Sunday speaking engagement, I went through O'Hare Airport for the 6th time that week. 6th time. But for the first time that week, I had a chance to catch a leisurely supper. And I chose to have this leisurely supper at a Chinese deli located off United Airlines Terminal C at O'Hare Airport. Now, I sat there, mind you, and enjoyed this meal. First meal I enjoyed all week for about an hour and 15 minutes. Well, you know as well as I do, at the end of a Chinese meal, you get what? You get a fortune cookie, right? You get hungry later, but you get the fortune cookie first, right? So I'm sitting there, having just experienced the week that I described to you, having just enjoyed the first meal I enjoyed all week. I open this fortune cookie, and it reads, "New business opportunities are available for you. Work harder." Now, I got to tell you, folks, that did cause me to reflect just a little bit. How much harder could I possibly work? And it dawned on me that's exactly the message I was trying to communicate to my audiences. If we are going to maintain the leadership position we've had in our respective industries and professions for years,